Just weeks into this program, I came across a question in the Educational Foundation book that inquired, "What do you expect from teaching, and what are you willing to give to it?" On that day, I was uncertain of my answer. I was uncertain about my answers to many questions that came along with this intense program. The one thing I was certain of at that point was that every single morning I had woken up, I knew this is where I was supposed to be. That feeling of joy, eagerness, and curiosity each morning has been the drive to get me to where I am today. I am willing to give. I know now that becoming an educator is more than a career change for me, but my destiny. From as early as I can remember, I was a go-getter, a leader. I was always driven to go beyond the expectations. It is a trait that has helped me advance in many roles and has led me to take action where I believe action needs to happen. I believe my parents have instilled strong work ethics in me and gave me a backbone that never got limb. I've always strived for more. Sometimes I actually find this is a downfall. I can easily overwhelm myself and take on too much, but at the end of the day, I am proud of my accomplishments. My resilient work ethic and the joy and excitement from this profession has led me to believe that the most important change agent I can create is within myself. I believe I am a change agent, a teacher leader. Engaging teachers as change agent not only exceeds the school's capacity for leadership, but it also ensures that the change is authentic and appropriate to the context, that it is responsive to the needs of teachers and students. The work I have developed over this past year has displayed creativity, engagement, and doubtless authenticity. From day one, I have developed my lessons around my students. I have taken the extra step or extra mile to make sure that every student has their moment to shine. Integrating with my students and getting to know them as individuals has allowed me to design lessons that they can take personal, text, and real-world connections. Sidney Harris quotes, "The whole purpose of education is to turn mirrors into windows." These mirrors and windows are connections with my students that has allowed me to understand their learning to the newest level, their strengths, weaknesses, interests, and fears. Most importantly, it has created a mutual level of respect and genuine feeling of trust and safety within the classroom. When teachers are engaged in work of leadership, they become more aware of their own practice and grow in their instructional, professional, and organizational understandings. Being aware of my work and reflecting on it has become very important to me. I find myself spending more time reflecting on my lessons and the day's events than I actually do planning for it. The feedback I receive from colleagues has always been taken with warmth and gratitude. I believe my colleagues are my most valuable asset. As a teacher leader, I am able to share my examples of work, build trusting relationships that open up space for hard conversations, and I am allowed to dedicate the time needed to mentor for reforming practice. My reflections also have led me to clarify my own thinking and deepen my knowledge in so many ways so that I can explain what am I doing and why. This personal investment is what separates myself, a leader, from the rest. The investment that I put into my work is reassuring that what I'm doing is right for me. During the most intensive days of my life, I find myself curling up with the book Change Forces by Michael Fullen instead of taking a free moment and visiting with friends. This year has unlocked the lifelong learner that I had forgotten exists within me. Knowledge is the one thing that no one can take away from you, and is the most prized thing you can give to another. Teacher leaders are uniquely positioned to promote change. Research suggests that teachers next to students are the most powerful influence on their colleagues, and that the work of teacher leaders can trump the efforts of policymakers or administrators to change practice. My confidence and comfort in subjects like math have added my passion to become a leader and change agent. The stereotypes around this curriculum is something I strive to end. I plan to pursue professional development in these areas and become a supportive role model for young females. The lack of females in many professions is something I hope changes. Women's rights is a major issue of interest and concern for me, and I believe the best way to make these changes on a large scale is through education. My investment in education is unmeasurable. It is an ongoing investment that I believe will fluctuate with the changing times, society, and the educational system. It is the biggest investment I plan to make, and I am confident this early on that it will bring the most indescribable rewards. A teacher affects eternity and can never tell where the influence stops.